Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We're here at Pave Tool, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a video on the replacement rubber for our Elite Suction system. And just so that you guys know, we're talking about our 4 larger pads. So we have a 12 by 12, a 16 by 18, a 12 by 36, and 18 by 36. And this is all in inches for the pads. So just so that you guys know, when we're replacing these, you're going to pull it out and then just replace it. So there's no adhesive needed or anything like that. It's just a matter of pushing into the groove. So we just don't want you to get confused, because our T-handle system, which has 3 separate pads with it, those do have an actual glue adhesive that comes along with it. So, so just in this video, we're doing these larger 4 pads. And so we're going to move right into it, show you how to remove it, and how to maintain your pads for your Elite Suction system. Alright, so now when we're talking about our pads, to kind of know when to replace the pad, you can see on this pad down in the bottom corner, it's got some rips and some tears, and this system's still going to work. There's really not a concern there. But if you then start to see a rip that starts pulling apart, you can glue it back together. But just so that you know that if your pad does get to the point where it is pretty well destroyed, you can actually remove this pad. And just by pulling it out, starting at a corner is usually the easiest. So now I got the pad removed. One thing to note is if you do have a pad that hasn't been used very often, and it's just this top side that's been ripped, you can actually take this pad, flip it over 180 degrees, and get more lifespan out of it. So that's a good thing to note. Another thing to note too, just for you guys in knowing when you're storing your pads, make sure that you store it with it up like this. That way the rubber is up and out of the way, it's not getting crushed. And then the other thing too is you just want to keep it out of the weather. So just storing it in a well-maintained place where you're not getting, you know, a bunch of rainwater on the pad and destroying the pad. That's a good thing to note. And also just don't lay it like this down inside of the bed of your truck. Otherwise the foam can actually have a memory to it, and it'll hold that memory of your truck bed liner or something like that. So we don't want that to happen. All right, so moving on. We're going to look at our replacement rubber here. So this is how it's going to come when it ships in the box. We already adhere the pad together, so it should be ready just to go right into your pad. One thing you'll notice here is this yellow gasket glue is actually designed to be flexible. So if you guys ever do get a rip or anything like that, just use a flexible glue adhesive. That way you can then replace it yourself. If anything rips on it, you can fix it, and very simple. So moving forward now, we're just going to install this into the pad. And I'm going to show you here. You guys might be wondering why I got a couple blocks of wood, and that's just so that we can prop this pad up nice and flat and level. So I'll show you moving forward. All right, so now we got our pad all propped up. So now we're ready to put our replacement rubber down inside our pad. One place I like to start here is right where we do connect it. If you stick it right in the middle of this edge, you don't have to worry about it on a corner, causing it to push out. So just starting on a main edge works best. And then if you can just stick the one side of the rubber in on an angle like this, and then push in with your thumb on the back side, is usually the most effective way to get that pad in. Now you can see here as I come across the corner, one thing that you do want to make sure you do is that you don't pull this super tight. Otherwise it's going to cause this rubber to actually push in on an angle, and then when you continue to suction down in the future, that pad's going to just keep pushing in. So make sure that you leave enough slack so that it's a nice vertical corner on that rubber, and it doesn't want to push out in the future. Alright, so now you can see there with a little bit of patience and working away at it, you can get the foam pad all the way in, get it fairly level around, and then actually to help get that seal all the way up inside, pushed up into that groove, what you can actually do is take your suction system, set it up on the floor, flip it over, and actually suction your pad down. Shake the pad around a little bit as it's suctioning down, release it, suction it down a couple times, and then that'll help push that foam up inside that groove, and then you're good to go. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Watch us on Instagram, Facebook, all those things, and we'll keep you up to date on the latest and greatest tools for the hardscaping industry.